In this video, we examine how we can summarize variables. In quantitative analysis, we often have a large number of observations and it's impossible to carefully study each case, or doing so prevents us from seeing the general tendency because we get hung up on irrelevant details. To summarize a variable means identifying what a typical value is. Depending on the type of variable, we use different ways of summarizing. If we have a categorical variable, like the country of birth, we can identify the mode. The mode is the category that occurs most often in the data. For example, we look at how many people were born in each country and then pick the country with the most. Here it's France. This is the mode. We can give a bit more detail and calculate that 17% were born in France. This way we understand this is a different typical from say 80% born in France. If there are only two categories, it is typically enough to calculate this percentage for one of the categories. For example, we have 72% homeowners. For continuous variables, the mean and the median are common ways of summarizing. Both are measures of central tendency, and for clarity, we want to avoid talking about the average. We get the mean by adding up all the values and dividing it by the number of observations. We get the median by placing all the values in order and picking the middle one. For example, we have a mean age of 53 years and a median age of 51. With the mean, we often get the standard deviation to describe how close most of the values are to the typical value. This is useful when there are roughly equal numbers above and below the mean. In our example, the mean age is 53 with a standard deviation of 9.6 years. If the values are concentrated at one or both ends of the scale, it's better to show the distribution using a histogram, like this, or kernel densities, like this. Or at least mention the quantiles to communicate a minimum of information about the distribution. Here we have a mean test score of 16, a median of 14 and quantiles at 8 and 23 to show that there are probably more people with lower test scores.